What if I told you that the most iconic home in rock and roll, Graceland, holds secrets so deeply personal that only a handful of people have ever witnessed them? Behind the closed doors of its mysterious upstairs lies a world frozen in time, filled with haunting memories and untouched treasures. Now, Elvis's granddaughter, Keough, has broken the silence, revealing heart-wrenching truths about life in this sacred space. From her mother, Lisa Marie's late-night stories to chillingly intimate details about Elvis himself, the revelations are nothing short of astonishing. Stay with us, because what Riley uncovered will leave you speechless. Keough, the granddaughter of Elvis Presley, may not have met the king of rock and roll, but her connection to him runs deep. As the daughter of Lisa Marie Presley, Riley grew up surrounded by stories, artifacts, and the powerful legacy of her iconic grandfather. While Elvis is often celebrated for his electrifying performances and global fame, Riley's perspective brings us closer to the man behind the legend, a devoted father whose love for his daughter shaped much of the private world hidden within the walls of Graceland. Riley's journey is not just about preserving a family legacy, but also about finding her own place within a story that continues to captivate millions around the world. Central to this mission is Riley's involvement in preserving Lisa Marie Presley's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, a poignant and deeply personal account of growing up as Elvis's daughter. Through this memoir, Riley ensures her mother's voice remains a guiding force, recounting intimate moments that reveal the warmth, humor, and humanity of life at Graceland. The book is filled with vivid details of Lisa Marie's childhood, from her nights spent talking with Elvis in his bedroom to her experiences exploring Graceland's sprawling grounds. For Riley, these stories are more than just family memories. They are a way of keeping both her mother and grandfather's spirits alive, sharing their unseen sides with a world eager to know them. The emotional bond shared between Riley, Lisa Marie, and Elvis transcends generations. Riley describes her mother's deep love for her father and how that love created a bridge to Elvis for Riley and her siblings, even though they never met him. Through Lisa Marie's vivid recollections, Riley felt the essence of Elvis, the doting father, the thoughtful man, and the creative soul behind the public persona. It is this emotional connection that drives Riley's mission to preserve their stories. But what were those stories? What secrets from Graceland's elusive upstairs world did Lisa Marie pass down? And how do they change what we thought we knew about Elvis Presley? Stay tuned, because the revelations to come will shock and move you. The private upstairs area of Graceland is a world shrouded in mystery, accessible only to a select few since Elvis Presley's untimely death. While the rest of Graceland has become a museum for fans, its upstairs remains untouched, a sacred space frozen in time. This hidden world, off-limits to the public, houses some of the most intimate details of Elvis's life, his personal belongings, favorite books, and even the very bed he once slept in. For the Presley family, it was more than just a living space. It was a sanctuary where unforgettable moments played out, shielded from the spotlight. Lisa Marie, Elvis's only daughter, grew up in this secluded part of the home, and her memoir paints a vivid picture of the private life her father cherished. Lisa's childhood bedroom was just steps away from Elvis's own, marked by his iconic black and gold vinyl doors. These doors weren't just a physical boundary. They were a symbol of his need for privacy and solitude amidst the chaos of fame. Yet, when they were open, Lisa would eagerly peek inside, catching glimpses of her father watching TV, reading, or chatting with close friends. She fondly recalled the countless late-night conversations they shared, moments where the king of rock and roll became simply Dad. One night, Lisa's innocent curiosity led her to ask Elvis how much money he had, a question that sent him into fits of laughter. These small, tender exchanges captured the deeply personal side of Elvis, a man who, despite his larger-than-life status, treasured the quiet moments with his daughter. Riley Keough has often reflected on the stories her mother told about these special times, describing how Lisa's memories made her feel connected to her grandfather despite never meeting him. Riley vividly remembers Lisa recounting how Elvis would sometimes wake her in the middle of the night for spontaneous golf cart rides to visit her grandfather Vernon across the pasture. These tales were more than anecdotes. They were a way for Riley to experience the love and warmth her mother felt upstairs at Graceland. But these stories only scratch the surface of the upstairs mysteries. What other secrets remain hidden in this untouched world? What revelations about Elvis and his family are waiting to be uncovered? You're about to find out. Lisa Marie Presley often described her favorite memories as the nights she spent in her father's room, surrounded by the comforting presence of Elvis himself. For Lisa, his room was more than a place. It was a haven where she felt the strongest connection to her father's love. She recalled moments when Elvis would wake her up in the middle of the night, not out of urgency, but simply to share time together, sometimes to talk, sometimes for impromptu adventures, like riding the golf cart to visit his father, Vernon. As an adult, Lisa would return to that same room with her children, Riley and her siblings, to sleep in the very bed where Elvis once rested. It was her way of staying close to him, a tradition Riley would later describe as deeply emotional and profoundly meaningful. On one of the upstairs walls of Graceland hangs a poem titled "Why God Made Little Girls," a tender tribute that left a lasting impression on both Lisa and Riley. The poem's lines, "For the world when seen through a little girl's eyes greatly resembles paradise," brought Lisa comfort and heartbreak in equal measure. Riley, too, felt the weight of its words every time she saw it. She described how the poem seemed to echo the love and innocence her mother cherished during her childhood at Graceland. For both women, the poem was a reminder of Elvis's deep affection for Lisa, capturing a father's adoration for his only daughter in a way words rarely can. It's these small, personal details that make the upstairs area not just a time capsule of Elvis's life, but also a deeply emotional space for the family. Adding to the richness of this hidden world is Elvis's vast personal library, a collection that reveals a side of him few knew existed. Among the stacks are books on philosophy, spirituality, and self-discovery. Titles like Be Here Now by Ram Dass and The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. These works hint at a man searching for deeper meaning, striving to understand his place in the world. Lisa and Riley would often leaf through these books, imagining Elvis holding them, pondering their messages. For Riley, the library served as a portal to her grandfather's mind, offering insights into his thoughts and curiosities. But as poignant as these moments are, they are only part of the upstairs story. What other items, artifacts, or memories remain preserved in this untouched space? The answers lie ahead, and they may redefine everything we thought we knew about Elvis Presley. For Lisa Marie Presley, Graceland was more than her childhood home. It was a sanctuary where she felt closest to her father, Elvis. Years after his passing, she brought her own children, including Riley, to experience its magic in their own way. Riley fondly recalls how she and her siblings would stay in Elvis's bedroom during visits, often imagining what life might have been like when he was there. It was an unspoken tradition that brought the family closer to Elvis's memory, as though stepping into his room allowed them to feel his presence once again. The items left untouched since his passing, the videos, records, and even his favorite books, became symbols of a life both celebrated and mourned. For Riley, these visits were a way to bridge the generational gap and create her own connection to the grandfather she never knew. One of the most poignant symbols of this bond was Lisa Marie's Celtic Eternity Knot tattoo, which she shared with her son Ben. The intricate design, representing eternal love and connection, became a powerful testament to the Presley family legacy. Lisa's tattoo was more than just ink. It was a visible reminder of the ties that bound her to her father and children, even across the years and beyond the veil of loss. Riley has often spoken of how the tattoo symbolized their family's unbreakable bond, a circle of love that endures through time and tragedy. But while Graceland and its treasures served as physical reminders of Elvis's presence, there are even deeper layers to uncover, stories and secrets that go beyond the artifacts and into the heart of Elvis's most personal moments. What lies ahead will take you closer to the soul of the man behind the legend. For Lisa Marie Presley, Graceland was more than her childhood home. It was a sanctuary where she felt closest to her father, Elvis. Years after his passing, she brought her own children, including Riley, to experience its magic in their own way. Riley fondly recalls how she and her siblings would stay in Elvis's bedroom during visits, often imagining what life might have been like when he was there. It was an unspoken tradition that brought the family closer to Elvis's memory, as though stepping into his room allowed them to feel his presence once again. The items left untouched since his passing, the videos, records, and even his favorite books, became symbols of a life both celebrated and mourned. For Riley, these visits were a way to bridge the generational gap and create her own connection to the grandfather she never knew. One of the most poignant symbols of this bond was Lisa Marie's Celtic Eternity Knot tattoo, which she shared with her son Ben. The intricate design, representing eternal love and connection, became a powerful testament to the Presley family legacy. Lisa's tattoo was more than just ink. It was a visible reminder of the ties that bound her to her father and children, even across the years and beyond the veil of loss. Riley has often spoken of how the tattoo symbolized their family's unbreakable bond, a circle of love that endures through time and tragedy. But while Graceland and its treasures served as physical reminders of Elvis's presence, there are even deeper layers to uncover, stories and secrets that go beyond the artifacts and into the heart of Elvis's most personal moments. What lies ahead will take you closer to the soul of the man behind the legend. We want to hear from you. What do you think about the incredible revelations shared by Riley Keough and the deeply personal connection her family has to Graceland? Were there any stories or details that surprised you the most? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Your perspective adds so much to this conversation. Let us know what you'd like to learn more about, and don't forget to join the discussion.